Yeah, my heart is broken in two, and I never want to think of you. I'm so forlorn since my heart is torn. And broken-hearted since we've parted. $100 million villa in Italy couldn't even melt your heart. I'll take the helicopter to the yacht and buy a new estate in Scotland. You can have the villa in Italy. Just don't call me again. I'm broken-hearted. And my heart is broken in two. Yeah, Brian.
Our friend Grant trying out
All right, here we
some
go.
non-rhyming because I think
Oh!
I kept thinking, oh, you did the smelling salts. I told him to do the smelling salts.
Keep going,
before.
keep going.
Okay. Yeah, I kept thinking he was gonna like rhyme something with Italy and it'd be funny, but he's so brokenhearted. Welcome everyone.
Oh! Hello.
Gang, stalking.
Oh yeah, it's working.
Fresh off the smelling salts.
Yep. I'm crying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not because of the smelling salts. It's because I'm brokenhearted.
Brokenhearted.
I'm brokenhearted, guys. It's been confirmed. The worst has been confirmed. AOC no longer on the market. She's engaged.
She had a boyfriend for forever, I thought.
But but unless that ring comes out, my thing comes out. You know what I'm saying? So like, I wasn't afraid of him, but now that she's accounted for and an honest woman, I can't fantasize about her anymore. That'd be wrong. that'd be uncouth of me.
I thought you were actually, I thought you were planning on actually stealing her from her ginger BF.
Well, if it's a boyfriend, that's fair game. All's fair in love of war. But you don't fuck with another man's engagement or marriage.
You can break up. You can fuck with a long-term monogamous relationship.
Oh yeah.
Once they're married, that's the line for you.
Yeah, domestic partnership, fair game. Mm-hmm. Common law wife, I'm going for it. But legal wife, no sir, not me. I would never covet another man's wife. Honestly, straight up. I'm not trying to fuck that. That was one of the hardest hits of smelling salts I've ever taken in my entire life.
It turned you into it's changed.
I'm making a face turn.
It was that hard. Yeah,
I'm making a face turn. This is it. Well, we were saying that this is we're feeling good. This is a feel good podcast for people that want to have a good time.
People who want to have fun.
Yeah, which is what we do all the time. I've certainly been having a ton of fun this week, just getting drunk every single night and waking up obscenely dehydrated. It's fun. What about you, man?
I haven't been drinking as much. I have just sort of been. I don't know. I work and then I play Elden Ring and I'm like, oh no, that was the whole day. I haven't done laundry in 2 months. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really else is. There's not going to be much content for me until I'm in that fucking house.
I feel you, man.
I'm going to be doing projects, or I'm not going to be doing projects, and it's going to be a travesty. Either way, it's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I fucking just been spending the entire week. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say we haven't done a podcast since I've purchased a house. I'm going to be living in a house. Yes.
Unfortunately, that was a lot of the content of my eulogy was going to be about your inability to buy a home. So I have to rewrite some of my material for when we eventually do that. Yeah, I was looking back on it. I don't know what you had done to wrong me the day that I wrote that, but I was going pretty hard.
That's pretty good. That's funny.
Yeah. No, I had some good stuff. I was like, I'm gonna rein this in a little bit, but
boo.
No, I'm doing the face turn, bro. It's gonna be a friendly roast. It's gonna be good.
Oh, friendly roasts are the worst.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
the
a
mean stuff back, coward.
yeah, release the mean cut. It's like a maid of honor speech at a wedding, where it's like we had so much fun, and it was you were just you're the best. You're so supportive, and you guys are an amazing couple. And then you got your
and then
your
some
best
backhanded
man.
compliment about how she got fucked a lot in college.
Yeah, dude, the amount of times that I've heard is like, we've got a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
like,
not as crazy as her.
It's like you would go harder than anybody. And by go harder, I mean fuck more guys.
Yeah.
It's. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta rip these salts until I make my face turn again. I'm
Oh, you gotta go.
mean.
You're doing the opposite of DNA
No.
squared. You're going anti-Playboy mode.
Yep. Oh.
She would do shit that would be weird if it was in a porno. It is
so
crazy.
you're but you're calm now. You would never do that again. And
You're calm now. I mean, you're calm now.
You're calm now. They're calm now. They're calm now. Oh. Okay. So I've just been fucking spending the entire week working on one fucking video edit that has been driving me insane, and it's like been the slowest crawl towards the finish line, and I hate the video. I hate the content that I had to edit. So I've just been surrounded and immersed in this content that I loathe for an entire work week. So I gotta let it go. I gotta get past it.
That is pretty funny, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know, just like working really hard on this thing where you're just like, oh, I hate this.
Oh my god! It's like it was an idea that a client had that I knew was bad at the time, but they were really stuck on. Which is a thing that happens sometimes, where it's like you're like, well, I don't know, maybe we could do it this other way, and then they have a way that they definitely want it. You're like, okay, you're paying me, so you just have to commit to a bad idea and then execute the bad idea as best as you possibly can, and never be satisfied with it. It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What else is going on? There needs to be some news. Something has to happen.
Yeah. Don't start wishing for things to happen.
Good things only, of course.
Only good things happening.
Good things.
The stock market is doing great. One good thing that did happen was that like I was pretty dismayed at first because I had to cash out and liquidize all of my crypto holdings to buy this house, and they were all, it was at by far their lowest point in the last year. And I was like, fuck this. I thought I was getting $7,000 on this, and I'm getting $4,500, and I have to cash out now. I'm forced to. But then everything crashed like 20%. So I was like, okay, well, I guess it's fine in the end. I guess I did okay. That's how
I felt about paying my taxes with crypto, where I used an account attached to my crypto account to pay my taxes, and I was like, oh man, this blows. It's like, that's a lot. And then but since then the market's dropped like 70% or something. So I got a lot of value out of that stuff there. But you know what's going to happen? It's going to go back up.
Well, yeah.
It's going to go back up. The baby formula, there's going to be a lot more baby formula. It's coming from somewhere.
In titty milk.
You're not even going to know what to do with all of it.
I could think of 2 places you can get it from, and they're real close by.
Hey.
Ayo.
There's going to be shit tons of titty milk.
We're on the precipice of a titty milk renaissance. Yes.
I was going to make a joke about it actually being too much titty milk, and it became a problem. And it's
Like when Boston got flooded by molasses, this is gonna be like
exactly.
a big vat of it, just drowning horses and shit.
We know exactly who to go to deal with this problem, and they send me. They even
Me,
call
Ben
Ethan.
Shapiro's sister.
It's like, oh, we need somebody to lap up all this delicious suckling.
Abby, we need you for one last job. I told you I was out.
I can't drink all. It's like it's an unprecedented titty emergency. We need the most insatiable appetite of all. A man who can't be satisfied. A bottomless stomach.
I probably could drink like a gallon of like Frosted Flakes milk, which is what everyone says it tastes like. So
how many guys you need if there's like a flood that's going to happen? How many guys you need to lap it all up? I think you could probably get it down to 10,000. And I could think how easy would it be to get 10,000 guys to go drink a bunch of titty milk? That's
like,
not even.
This is okay. So like this is is it still in storage, or is it already like a Hurricane Katrina situation where like it's already on the street, or are we trying to lap it out straight out of the oil tank it's being held in?
It's in a sterile environment, but any moment that dam is going to burst, and they're going to do a controlled release, and then they need
to line up men along the holes in the levee.
Yeah. There's a child with his finger in the dike.
Yeah,
and he's keeping it all together like that little Dutch boy, and he's gonna let it go, and then they need a man to plant their mouth on the dike hole. And to slurp it out, and there's going to be a line, and they have to just kind of cycle through constantly.
Is it warm or cold?
It's body temperature.
Ooh.
So you don't even have to worry about a brain freeze or anything. It's like we need your help. You're call to action. Do you respond? Do you go and answer the call of duty?
Oh yeah, I do. I would do my duty for my country.
That's an honorable thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you think they go to the military first? Do you think they get a bunch of military men to go, or do you think they have just an open call? Like we can't wait for the logistics of the military. We need every mouth on deck ASAP.
Yeah, we can't find all the straight guys in the military. We need to.
Well, we have to rule out the Navy entirely. The Air Force is all women. And
Air Force can't get there in time. They gotta waddle there. Gotta waddle on over. Okay, so one of these big oil tanks can hold 50,000 to 2.5 million gallons. Let's say it's 1 million gallons. I'm gonna say
I'm good for 2. You got me for 2.
100,000 dudes. 250,000, somewhere along there, which is totally in a city. You can find enough. You would have enough volunteers. I think you'd be good. Get
Our finest hours.
Get that done in a couple days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when it's the montage of everybody coming together in a Michael Bay movie or whatever. You know, like a Jerry Bruckheimer film
of tit milk drinking.
They're calling it the Avengers of titty milk drinking. It's the hottest picture of that. They have already sold the rights to Netflix. Aaron Sorkin's got a screenplay on the way, and it's going to be the hottest commodity. Yeah, I fuck with this. It's a shame this isn't happening. I gotta be honest. It's like when you fantasize about stopping a shooting or something, or stopping a crime. But this is way more honorable still, and honestly desirable because the danger level is pretty low. This seems like a layup, really.
Just a presidential candidate like tearing up, like hundreds of our bravest men. They didn't run away from the breast milk; they ran towards it. On that day.
Yeah, that's what makes us different.
That's what makes them different.
This is what separates,
and that's what makes this country our country.
Men of all stripes, white, off-white, Asian, all of these men coming, all of the not lactose intolerant races coming together.
No, they wouldn't be Asian then.
to slurp. Well, the thing is that they don't mind that they're going to get sick
Oh,
because
right,
they're like they want to taste it.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it to them, all of it. And then
Yeah, I wonder how black dudes feel about. I never know what they're gonna find gross. Like they're always like they're into like a lot of them are into butt stuff, but then they're like, you don't wash your fucking chicken, you know. So I was just like, I don't. What is dirty? It's always
they won't. They're into
it's always
butt
very
stuff, but won't
surprising to
eat
me.
pussy. It's like you got like.
Well, that's not a sanitation thing. That's more of a point of pride, I think. They're like, dick can handle this, which they got a point. But I have no idea if black dudes. I would guess they're probably not into. Well, I don't know. Actually, it might be kind of split on the breast milk.
Dudes. I remember the lead actor from Riverdale. He has a wife, and he knocked her up, and he put an Instagram post up, and the post was, "My wife is a milk machine," and he just has a cup of milk, and he drinks it on camera.
Yes, dude. Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah,
that guy rules.
TJ Appa, I think is his name. My wife is a milk machine. Yeah, KJ Appa, that's his name. My wife is a milk machine.
I was hoping it was Cole Sprouse or what, you know. Isn't he?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's from a sippy cup.
Yes. Oh.
He puts it into his coffee. Oh my
Don't
god.
Even need sugar. Yes. Absolutely.
That is fantastic.
That's the kind of shit people waste their fame. They don't do cool shit. That's the kind of shit you should be doing.
Absolutely. Normalize it. Normalize that behavior.
So it'd be funny also if like all the dudes in your city just drank a ton of breast milk over 2 days, and then it's just like everyone being on like SSRIs for a month. Everyone's just like full of weird hormones and shit all of a sudden. You just fucked up.
They transition from the like we have a titty milk emergency to then you have a plumbing emergency. They got a code brown instead of a code white because everybody's got to have the shits.
Yeah.
So and then that's I don't think we can't deal with that one the same way. Unfortunately, that's not
storing milk at body temperature. Maybe not the best idea actually long term, as it turns out. It's probably not how it's supposed to go.
It's a shame about the women that died in the tank because they had an overload.
We should have thought of some way to get this milk out of them and then put the milk in the tank instead of just dumping a bunch of recent mothers into the tank and hoping all the milk comes out of them. That was a crazy idea we had.
We really didn't understand the whole process at all.
That's
wow.
We completely misunderstood the grandfather of the milk tank's designer, Ethan, who would comprise something he called the women blender. We thought it would get the milk all out of them. Turns out we ended up with a human slurry of bone chunks and all kinds of fucking fucked up hair and shit.
It's a found footage video of a doctor pointing the camera at himself, and he's like, "We didn't understand what he meant at the time. We were so wrong."
It's Metal Gear, except instead of the boss and her idea of world peace, it's you and the woman blender, and it's two guys. It's your son and a clone of your or of some guy, I don't know, or something, and they're have a fight over 70 years over what's the correct way to build the woman blender.
And they're trying to backdoor it in through this idea of extracting breast milk, and then that's the revelation. The twist is that it was for this whole purpose, blending women alive.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's only right that this event that was universally applauded as a triumph of human history is, unfortunately, in retrospect, seems to be built upon a colossal clusterfuck. You know, it's only right.
Yeah.
Wow. It all comes full circle.
It all works.
I was a man with a simple dream, and it got carried away. You know, it got away from me, and I lost sight of what my original purpose was.
True patriot. We've also been going through a real. Besides the boob milk renaissance, we've been going through a Campbell's tomato soup renaissance. We're both really into
Yeah.
tomato soup now. And I was looking more at the ingredients in that shit. First of all, there's no fat in it. There's no vegetable oil or anything.
Uh-huh.
So you add your own like butter to it, and it's pretty much just tomato puree and salt and not even high fructose corn syrup. They use sugar. It just says
Holy
sugar.
shit!
They
Really?
put real ass sugar in that shit. That might be the most nutritious thing you can actually buy in a supermarket. I don't even know if I'm joking.
I was talking to Ryan and Bree the other day, and they were insisting. They're like, "Oh, it's like you don't want that crappy Campbell's canned tomato soup. You want like a good tomato bisque." And I'm like, "No, I assure you, this is the best tomato soup." I know for a fact. I tried all of them, and Campbell's tomato soup condensed is the best tomato soup you can buy. It's perfect. It's so perfect. It's so salty and umami and delicious. Oh my god. Wonder what's going on. Did you look at the healthy request version? Because they've got the I always get the original condensed one, but it seems like they have what could they do to make the healthy request first? Just less sodium, I guess. Let's see.
It's probably less sodium and
That's the stuff I want though.
I don't know what the fuck else you could do with it. Like there's nothing in it, you know. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, no, it just looks like it's the same stuff. It says wheat in it somehow, wheat flour to thicken it.
No,
I
the
guess.
regular stuff has a little bit of flour in it too. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
really
no.
the only thing that's not ideal, but that's not a huge deal.
Maybe that's why my week has been so shitty. Is that I haven't been eating my tomato soup. I ran out. I gotta go get some more.
Yeah.
6 tomatoes in every can, man. I mean, can you do much better?
There's no way you can fit more than 6 in there. They figured it out.
Fucking A.
Yes, that was, I think, probably all the material I had.
I'm satisfied with that. Cool. Yeah, we got a decent amount out of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, this episode we're gonna talk about a show that I watched many years ago in winter of 2014.
Yes,
I remember it well. I don't actually.
Winter of 2014, huh?
Yeah. So I guess I would have been in college.
I don't even know if I was drinking at that point.
Second semester of college.
Winter 2014, maybe. I don't know if I was. My entire life.
Yeah,
is
that might have been
drinking.
that summer. That might not have started until the summer. Well, I don't know. Were you in college? I don't. Well.
Yeah. But I wasn't drinking my freshman year. I guess I started drinking myself. That's probably a drunk by that point.
Yes, I had you watch Nobunagun.
Yes.
Because I remember finding it neat and very funny. And I couldn't remember, like, either way, like, if it was bad, I wanted to force you to watch it. And if it was actually sick and awesome, I wanted to force you to watch it.
Yes.
Either way, we're going to talk about it. And I took the liberty of not rewatching any of it or reading up on it at all, just so that you could just.
Of course, that was big of you.
Take the rein. Yes, you're welcome.
That must have taken a lot of restraint.
I know, and I'm just so just to allow you to just take the reins on this sucker and just explain every little detail of all these characters and what's going on with them.
Let me look at my notes here.
Nobunagun. You'll notice first of all that the title is what they call a
portmanteau,
a clever portmanteau of Nobunaga.
Very clever. It's extremely clever.
Nobunaga was an Oriental man who was bald and used karate to die in a fire. And this show asked the question, what if that guy had a gun? And so they combined it. It's like in the ED song for Joshiraku when they do the Jugamo name, but when they say shooting gun, they say it, but then there's a gun shooting sound, and they go bakun because shooting gun sounds like shooting gun.
It is exactly like that.
There's a little bit of trivia for you. So
for all you anime fans out there.
I just wanted to let you guys know a thing that I know.
That was very nice. Thank you for sharing, Declan.
Ethan, what did you think of Nobunagun?
Well,
what did you think going in, and how did that opinion change? And where did you end up?
Let's go through the entire journey that I took through the series of Nobunagun.
Oh, please! There's nothing I want more.
I watched the first episode of Nobunagun in 2014. I had seen the first episode.
Interesting.
I knew that there was a girl that had a gun. I remember watching the first episode and thinking this is incredibly stupid.
I remember the first episode ending on a wild note that made me laugh really hard and made me go, okay. Doesn't it end with her just like mowing people down and laughing hysterically with the machine gun?
She goes
like that's how the episode ends.
She goes sicko mode on some invasion objects, they are evolutionary invasion objects, EIO, and so what did I think was happening here? I've heard this. I've heard about the show from you since you watched it 8 years ago, and every time you talk about it, it's like that show is nuts. It's a huge train wreck, but I liked it, or something to that effect.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
and every time I thought I had a grasp on this thing, it got away from me. Like I felt like I was like, okay. Now I kind of get what the hook of this show is, or I kind of get what the tone of this show is supposed to be. I'm like now, I ended this show, just completely betrayed and baffled, and I'm like, holy shit! They really just had absolutely no idea. They had 50,000 ideas individually that sort of made sense and dumped them into a series and made this colossal mess that never comes together into any sort of clear vision as to what I'm supposed to be feeling, which was maybe this show fucked my week up, because I
bet this will fuck your week up for sure. You're not watching it over the 13 weeks and you're just living Nobunagun.
I was watching one episode a night and before I went to bed, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like when, because I had been watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes, you know, where I'll watch like an episode or two of that, and I'll have a super clear understanding of whatever.
I was watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I was reading Ulysses. I was
literally
reading the King James Bible. I was
I'm literally reading Infinite Jest, watching fucking Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's long.
I know.
And also reading a history of Rome. So it's all of this incredibly meticulous, thought out, expansive, long content, and then
you get a manga adaptation, which does not end, and it's probably adapting a whole lot of manga volumes.
A shotgun blast of bullshit. Just getting throat fucked by this show.
I mean, the advantage of that is that it doesn't get boring, right? Because the danger with these shows, and it's like a low budget show. It looks like shit. The character designs are embarrassingly bad. We'll get to all of that. But I remember it at least like I'm not bored by this because it's bonkers.
I have to say, I kept asking myself, why am I becoming bored? Why am I there's like this is a puzzle that I'm trying to pick apart here, and then we'd get to like huge exposition sequences or like with side characters, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I zoning out? And it's because none of these things are fitting together. I didn't feel like there was information being unraveled in front of me, because I kept thinking that there was going to be some sort of profound twist that occurs, because they sow these seeds of okay, so the main character is Ogura.
You're like me on mushrooms watching any movie. I'm like, there's got to be it's gonna pull the rug out at some point.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're like somebody's gonna play a trick on me.
I'm watching Police Story, and I'm like, this is all some kind of game, and like it's all fake. Like they're because remember at the beginning of Police Story where they like they're really impressed by episodes, so they start putting it on posters and stuff. And he becomes, and they like totally abandon that, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on here? Like they're gonna frame him, or like this is like this is all some kind of trick, and it's all gonna flip over on itself. And it turns out it's just a movie where Jackie Chan beats people up because he's good at that, and then just kind of drop that whole plot point. So yeah, it was
fame makes him attractive. Like yeah, but yeah, no, that definitely, and so the main character Ogura is she's an otaku for the military. Like she's a high school girl who is interested in military.
Her name is Ogura, right?
Ogura, yeah. So she's into planes and tanks and weapons and like that's like her.
She doesn't work for the military. You phrase that like she is an like
no, she's an otaku.
She's a military otaku.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, she likes military technology and war and the history of war and shit.
Yes.
Okay. And so she's in Taiwan on a class trip.
That is a fun starting point for a character. A girl military dork. Yeah, so you mentioned the show looks bad, which is true. But there was one thing that I was liking early on, which was that whenever she would get into her like sort of military fetishism mindset, all of the shadows in the environment would be filled in with like camouflage print. So it would. It's one of those shows that really does a lot of like, that
constant visual flair, like where they've got like pointers coming up on the screen and being like otaku, tanks, like you know.
It's like I remember the labels because I just took the screenshot where it's like labels stuff around her.
And they did that for the first few episodes, and then dropped it and brought it back at the end. And then at the end,
I remember that.
The labels come up so fast that I can't read them. They pop up and are disappearing instantaneously. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, this
is that the same with the Japanese? Like, are they both doing that, or is that just a problem?
Yes.
With the sub?
Yes.
Oh, they both.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, what a weird decision.
Just copy what's on the manga panel. Fuck it.
So anyway, she is on a field trip in Taiwan, and then there's an attack by these EIOs, evolutionary invasion objects, which are like just lame sort of space aliens. These are kind of reptilian looking, like maybe aquatic in nature. Aquatic bugs, I would call them. Mm-hmm. And they're huge. This organization Dogu shows up, and they're an international organization that they have a group of EIO fighters called E-gene holders. So they're like historical figures of seemingly random note that their genes were taken by like this alien entity and then implanted in people years later to fight. Like they assembled an elite team of historical figures to fight the EIOs.
Classic premise. And by the way, I also want to say that DOGO, it stands for the Defense Organization Against Outer Objects. So it's the D-O, and then the G is the G in against. So that's
classic.
They couldn't find a verb that starts with G that you could do to outer objects, I'm sure.
Why does it have to be Dogu? Why can't it be anything else? Why can't it be? Why would they're like? Why are they forcing? Wait,
I don't know. I don't know
wait.
what I mean. Does that mean something? I don't know what it means. Is it a pun?
I thought it would be like do good, but or something to that
I don't
effect.
think. I don't think that's it.
Dogu.
Dogu.
I don't know what that could mean. So anyway, Jack the Ripper in quotes shows up and he executes
probably not
some of
the
these
first
EIOs.
Historical figure I would bring back.
Fucking so that pays off later on, which is one of the only satisfying resolutions that happens in the entire show. Also insane. Also, the way that resolves is crazy. But so Jack the Ripper shows up, he kills some EIOs, and then he gets hurt. And Ogura sees that he has this like activation ball thing, and then is hit with a vision of Nobunaga, picks up the ball, and then activates her nobunagun powers, and so she's got this chain gun arm thing going on, and then she goes sicko mode. So she like her eyes go all red, and I had a point I was getting at. Oh, it's that like all of this is to say that that's a pretty simple premise on its own, right? It's like you've got
bring it back historical. It's basically Fate,
right? To fight aliens,
but combined with Soul Eater, where your partner is your weapon, but also they like take you over. Seen it plenty of times.
Right, and I'm like, so she learns that she's an E-gene holder. They recruit her. She goes to train with Dogu, and in her training, she encounters this sort of sadistic Robert Kappa. Is the guy training her? Robert Kappa is a war photographer, and he's sort of like sadistic and like puts her through some sort of torture to get her trained up. It's like for the point of like, you got to be hardcore to fight these aliens. And that was giving me the impression that Dogu is sort of a nefarious, perhaps like shady organization. And like, yeah, what they're doing is fighting aliens to protect the world. But maybe there's something going on with the higher ups, or they don't care about the people that are fighting. And none of that ends up happening. Like later on, there's a leader guy who is uncaring and doesn't seem to be concerned at all with when this one girl gets hurt. But that doesn't end up paying off either. He's just an uncaring asshole, and there are no ramifications for that. And And I'm like, I feel like I'm like these crazy red herrings that I kept biting on, where I'm like, okay, it's going to turn out that the EIO are just protecting themselves, or, like standard alien invasion twist, where it's like they're afraid, or whatever shit. No, none of that. None of that at all. Instead, I
subverted your expectations.
By not doing anything. It subverted my expectations by being as straightforward as possible. So we meet a whole bunch of other historical figures. We got Newton, we got Gandhi, pronounced Ganji, which is pretty funny. And there are all these missions where they go and fight the EIOs. It does seem like they're the holders are somewhat tortured in this, like the war puts a lot of stress on them, but by the end of the show they're all just a bunch of goofballs again, and they fight and win against the aliens. I was manipulated, damn it. I was had. And it never looks good. The fights are baffling to me. So like, there's ugly combat, and not in this, but I'm saying like, you can do ugly combat where it's like just a low sort of low fidelity, or not a ton of animation happening. But in this, what they do is a character does they'll do an attack in one shot, and then the enemy will be destroyed in another shot, and there's no connection happening there. It's like you never see anybody do like a sick move and then they destroy something in one shot. You know, it's always cutting around the part that's difficult to animate. It's really something.
Oh yeah.
God, and there's so many episodes that feel like borderline standalone, and then like the middle of the show is where things get really fucky, because I think the beginning and the end both make sense. It's like those things are kind of congruous, you know, like you understand how you can get from there to there, but in the middle there are these like little side story episodes of, I guess they were probably planning on getting another season, is what it feels like, where they're like, here are the seeds for these other characters. Like we get a little bit of backstory.
It's a partial manga adaptation. Like it's just what happens. It's just they adapt it and then they don't finish it. They weren't expecting any more. That's them asking you like, hey, you got to read the manga if you want to know.
No, I won't. I won't read the manga.
Well, yeah, I know you won't, but it's like, you know, that's how these things work. Some people will. Although it's weird because the manga ended in 2015, so it was almost done. So I don't know how they wrapped. Well, I guess I don't know how much they adapted. There's only 6 volumes, so what, 60 chapters? I bet this show did 2 chapters an episode, so they got through. They weren't even through half of it, so that's why probably it feels incomplete. But did it actually, did the source material actually follow through on any of this shit either? Who could say?
So like, what do I like here? I like Ogura as a character. I like the otaku girl. I like the being overwhelmed by the spirit of Nobunaga and pulling brilliant tactical moves out of her ass. Brilliant tactical moves in air quotes, of course. That's all fun. I am so confused by the world, by the other characters and what they have going on. There's a plot point that's completely dropped, which is that she has this girl that she's got a crush on from high school. She's nice to her on the trip to Taiwan, and she protects her from the EIO on that trip. And we see her again, and she's like obsessed with her. She's constantly checking her phone and doesn't have reception because she's on military bases or whatever, because she wants to get an email from this girl. We see her again for like 1 episode, and then we don't get any resolution on her obsession with this other girl. Also, I gotta get to this fucking plot point that I just remembered, which is, so a lot of the people that they resurrected make sense. I mean, not all of them. Kappa, I don't know why you need a photographer, really. I don't know what his power is, kind of arbitrarily somewhat related to like creating image copies of things, but Isaac Newton, perhaps, Nobunaga.
Guy who invented things that they teach in high school now. He's a genius. Also, Isaac Newton, famously, like insanely autistic, completely impossible to deal with. Wasn't like Typhoid Mary in there or something, like some weird.
So it's not Typhoid Mary, it's Florence Nightingale.
Okay. Wasn't she? Was she a nurse?
She invented or was instrumental in the creation of modern nursing techniques. Yeah. So like,
okay. Yeah.
She was they called her the lady with the lamp. And she was like, during the Crimean War, she was very involved in like on field nursing and shit like that. And the twist is that, because you're like, why would you bring back Jack the Ripper? So he's just the guy that killed a bunch of
He's
girl
good
ladies.
at killing. I mean, yeah, there are better serial killers. Like, there are more skilled killers. Like, yeah, you brought back Nobunaga, and then all of these like, just like people who are just known for like being like more interesting than like, you didn't bring back fucking Alexander the Great. I guess,
No,
someone else already did that.
Not Caesar, not like not like fucking Chamberlain.
World War II generals, Civil War. Yeah.
No, it's Stonewall Jackson. No, they just
that.
they got Jack the Ripper. But the twist is
Napoleon.
The twist is that Florence Nightingale is actually Jack the Ripper. So she was murdering women
I
prevent
remember
them
that.
from spreading a disease.
I remember being quite confused by that point as well.
So like, he's not like a twisted psychopathic killer. He's like a what the hell is it called when you do wrong things for the sake of everybody? What's the philosophy?
An anti-hero? I don't know.
Whatever. Florence Nightingale was just doing the dirty work to save the world or whatever by murdering women.
Who the fuck was Jack the Ripper?
She was Jack the Ripper.
The guy who was supposedly Jack the Ripper before, who was he actually? Or was there not?
In this?
Yeah.
She was the one doing the. Oh, you're saying like who got accused? Like, I don't know.
I thought who's the male love interest? I remember him. Who was his historical guy?
His historical guy is Jack the Ripper, and also is Florence Nightingale. There is a split sort of personality thing going on where
he's introduced as being Florence Nightingale, but then it's like, oh shit, he's
other
also
way around.
Jack the...
He is Jack the Ripper first, and then the secret is that he's actually Florence Nightingale. So he gets powers from both of them. He gets powers as Jack the Ripper.
This is nuts.
And
I take it all back. This show does rule.
It's crazy.
That's like an anti-twist. It's like, wait, that's not a... It's like, oh, I'm also a lady who was nice. I don't... Are you supposed to think that he's evil first? Or is he just like...
Yes.
So they're against him?
No, he's kind of a coarse, callous guy with a bit of a sadistic streak. But
okay.
Or he's like a kind of edgy sort of dude, right? Like he's not like outright evil, but he's a little bit more crass. And then in the end, he ends up winning the Orgura Bowl and kisses her in this ridiculous starlit sequence where like they're out and but there's also this.
I guess for a show that that barely has an ending, it is one of the few shows where you actually get a kiss at the end.
In the most dramatic setting they could possibly set up. And so they kill. It felt like they were running out of budget. Not here, but earlier in this episode. so they kill the final EIO, like the mainframe one or whatever, and there's an explosion, and then they all wake up in this room, like this waiting room, and it's just like 4 blank walls with no windows, and then everybody's in there, and I have no idea what it ends up being, like a hospital waiting room, and they're going to check in on this other E-gene user, but I have no spatial sense of where we are. They don't adequately convey how they got there. There's like a narration thing kind of telling Ogura to wake up, and that it would be very sad if she doesn't, but it doesn't seem like her life was in danger. Fucking baffling. And it felt like they're like, we need them to be in a hospital room and we have 30 minutes to draw it. Go. And
that's
crazy.
What happened.
Crazy.
I remember I also remember like the control room of Dagu. They have this crazy weird like robot bunny.
Yep.
As the commander lady's right hand. I like it when you have like a tomboyish action hero female protagonist, and then you just give some of the most detailed drawings in the show are just shots entirely of her ass.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, 100%. That one.
I think. Oh, and who do the tentacles come from? I have this tentacle screenshot here.
That's one of those EIOs. Yeah, she getting violated a little bit by an EIO.
Sick.
Yeah,
EIO.
It's really something. It's really something, man. They have like a whole bunch of jokey sequences going on at the same time, but when they cut to her, she's like genuinely distraught. All over the place, those last few episodes, man. Holy shit.
I'm reading some of the episode synopses here. She visits 2nd Platoon's headquarters. Alex Rogan. Alex Rogan.
So she befriends
the most powerful of all the combinations. The combined Alex.
Oh yeah, Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, the power would be. It's too much. The world. Can't
Imagine how bald they'd be. They would be so bald. They would be so bald and round.
Is Alex Jones even bald?
He's working on it. He's working his way there.
Yeah,
it's risky.
They would be bald. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, here's where we're at now with Alex hair check 2022.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, I mean it's
going away. But so in I think like the 2nd or 3rd episode, she goes to this base, which is like a UN base or something, and befriends a bunch of pilot guys that live there, and then a bunch of them die on the pilots die on a hurricane mission. Like they have to fly into a hurricane to take readings or something, and then there's an EIO there that murders them all. And that was kind of another thing that was pointing to me like this is going to be a show where the main character goes through a lot of emotional trauma, or like it has horrible dark things happen to her. You know, like one of those shows. It's dark, and no, that never pays off. She's sad for one scene and then is immediately back to being goofy. She's
Nobunaga. She's Nobunaga. She can't be set back by things like that. You got to win.
That's true. You're right. What was I thinking? She's Nobunaga sometimes.
Since they can't be digested, they stay inside animals that eat them, going up the food chain. Then they create new bodies, taking into account of their predecessors' failures. Oh, this is the EIOs, what they do?
That is for like one episode. That is important, yeah. And then it's never important again.
Geronimo and 6.
So I got a review here from, this is off of Mal. Are you ready for this?
Hold on.
Is it too early to jump into these? Okay.
Not quite yet, because I just want to really hit all the beats that this show goes through. There is a giant cephalopod. Okay, I assume that's where the tentacle stuff comes in. Episode 8 here.
There's no ramifications other than for Jack the Ripper of what their past life was.
How many episodes are they like introducing new characters in? Is it like throughout? I can't remember if it's throughout the whole show, if they do it all up front.
No, they're introducing new characters in episode 8.
Our friend David's in the chat and he says poop.
That's crazy.
That is the most, honestly, one of the more insightful comments we've gotten in a while, considering it's not Indian like spam.
Yeah, and I agree. This show is poop. It's true.
It's not that.
Now,
I didn't watch it again, but it's not that bad. Come on.
Yeah, David, if you want any good content, go back to the beginning. Do I
have DVR turned on? I guess I probably do. Fuck.
So yeah, like the Nobunaga being her alternate personality shit doesn't pay off outside of fighting ever. She doesn't act.
I mean, she's a military nerd. She's obviously inherited some personality traits from him.
Yeah, but that never has any sort of like bearing on her emotional state. She's never just distressed by this. Nobody ever wonders like it's like, why did you inject me with the genes of this ancient? Why did
the world? Come on.
Why did you put Isaac Newton in me?
Why was this your idea? Why couldn't you make a big gun? Well, I guess that's what
but
they did. They made a big gun in a really weird way.
Yeah,
They went through the most convoluted process possible. This is nobunagun, David. It's in the title of the video. Come on.
There's like alien technology involved here. None of that stuff is explained at all.
They got alien technology to make the rainbow tables work.
Now, that again, just throughout the entire thing, I'm like, something has to pay off with these aliens. This alien's gonna be evil.
You thought it was an Urabuchi show, where it's like, oh, the aliens are people. We've been fighting, previous Nobunaguns this whole time. You thought it was gonna be a Madoka ripoff, but it turned out to be Sympho Gear on fucking downers.
It's just military porn Sympho Gear. Yeah, like showing off a whole bunch of ships. Yeah, I thought that there was going to be some sort of ongoing intergalactic conflict between these two alien races, where like the robot bunny man is somehow acting to destroy this other civilization. But no, it is in fact nothing actually at all. There was nothing ever the entire time.
It's just the adventures of Nobunaga as a little girl and her fun friends.
It's simultaneously glorifying Jack the Ripper and bringing down Florence Nightingale. It's insane. It's
like they're the same. It's alpha and omega. It's yin and yang, brother. It's heaven and hell, baby.
Yeah, it's like the methods. Maybe I watched this wrong the entire time, and all this stuff actually is there, and it all went over my head. I'm too stupid for Nobunagun.
Wait, oh god, one of the voice actors' names is actually Nobunaga. What the fuck? I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Mahesh? Mirza Mahesh? Doesn't seem like a major character. I don't know. But that guy's name is just Nobunaga. He's still got shooters out here. Okay, so there's.
He was shooting hot loads, dude. He was only pumping swimmers. You know what I mean? He wasn't.
That's true.
Nobunaga is he must have been a virile guy. He wrote poetry, did dancing.
Yeah, those are all fucking activities. So they got
shotguns.
So you didn't even mention. So they got we've obviously covered Nobunaga, Jack the Ripper, Florence Nightingale. They got Saint Germain in there. Okay, sure, and a European adventurer.
But an ageless person. So everybody else is the
Gaudi Antoni.
I don't know who that is.
A Catalan architect from Spain, known as the greatest exponent of Catalan modernism. So I guess they needed a guy to build all the buildings that the aliens were destroying.
I mean, they really did just fucking grab a real
if you were trying to make a new university, these would be great people to bring back. If you were trying to start up a college and you had DNA memory machinery, but when you're trying to win an intergalactic war, these would not be my decisions. But every other cool historical figure, they got Galileo here.
If you had resurrected John Browning, he wouldn't even need the superpowers. He would have gotten that shit figured out.
You'd have real-ass railguns. You'd have handheld railguns tomorrow.
Yeah, John Browning would have this issue solved ASAP.
He wouldn't even violate any patents. You'd be like, don't worry about the patents. He'd be like, no, I'll just make a whole new way to put stuff in a magazine. I don't care if all these patents are by me.
We have batteries now. Okay, it's like he would incorporate all of the technological development that's occurred since he died, and still be using a cartridge that he made in 1893. And it's John Browning. We get Remington too. Just get all the gun guys or the sword guys too. Why are we getting these fucking architects? I'm
architects,
confused.
Philosophers, astronomers. This is weird.
That's why I'm like, there's got to be something more going on. If you've got the philosopher, it's got to be some sort of philosophy.
And what are they like? Here's another thing. Remind me. Aren't they all just fighting? Are they utilizing their talents as historical figures, or are they just fighting with guns and stuff?
Extremely loosely. extremely loosely.
Like their weapons are sort of based on the thing that they did or something.
Yeah, so like Newton has the ability to increase gravity. Like that's the extent of which we are the extent to which these characters are defined based on what their original persona was like. Sorry, David is
I think
posting...
David is copy pasting reviews
Yes.
or something. Unless he's actually seen this. No, he's just reading reviews.
He said what show earlier, so I'd be surprised if he had seen it. Yeah. Gandhi he has a sort of pacifist power, and that he's able to generate shields. That's what he's got going on.
Okay. Yep.
So that's it. Don't expect anything more than that.
Vidocq Francois. Is that a real guy? It is. Eugene Francois Vidocq, a French criminal turned criminalist.
Oh.
Whose life inspired several writers, including Victor Hugo, Edgar Allan Poe, and Honoré de Balzac.
Mr. Balzac.
Mr. Balzac. Okay. Another interesting choice. Zong Dai. Is that a real man? Probably. Dai Zong, right. One of the 4 great classical novels. Wait, that's the name of a book? Oh, no, okay. He's a character in Water Margin. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, so I mean, basically Fate took all the... Fate and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure took all the people you would actually want for a war. And so this is kind of the B team of history. But I like it because it kind of fits the theme of being a low budget sort of ragtag group of misfits.
They should have gotten the general of every general that lost the war. Where they're like,
it's just because they'd be more hungry to prove themselves.
Yes, they want victory, and they want to learn from their mistakes. And then every episode would be them subverting the mistake that they had made previously in their past life. Or they could shoot Big Gun as well, actually.
You could just give them a big gun to shoot. I also found this screenshot, which I like a whole lot. I'll let you read this when it comes up on the stream.
Here it comes. I feel like just like Heinrich Himmler. This is so great. Yes, that also was insane. I forgot. How does
Nobunagun know about Himmler? What's really going on here?
I guess it's incorporating her own knowledge into Nobunagan's knowledge. That is quite the thing to say.
That is quite a line.
Yeah.
First they're in Taiwan, which they probably call Taiwan, and now they're like, I love Himmler. So they're just trying to piss everyone off this first episode. It's just like going off the rails from the get-go.
Yeah, they should have leaned into that. They should have just gone through and offended every single group of people.
Bring back Albert Speer. Yeah. Oh, he could have designed some awesome shit with Browning.
We've grabbed one of the most notable historical figures, David Duke, to assist us. And
he's like, I'm still alive. I'm right here. Then we just fly him in.
The only person with enough hate to stop the EIO.
I watched today those like really, really long form YouTube documentaries about like crazy internet people who like just are totally self-destructive and ruin themselves over the course of 12 years and just keep going.
Is that a rabbit hole or whatever the fuck? One of those.
No, it's a different channel. It's Porcelain. Porcelain does like kind of jokey documentaries on like basically like comedian and comedy adjacent figures. And he's like a British guy, and he like he has a really good one on Jim Norton called "The Worm Has Turned," which is one of the funniest names for anything ever. But he has a new one on a guy I didn't know anything about, who is just like this Gen X alcoholic who like does podcast basically, and I just watched 4 hours of this guy just completely ruining himself over like 7 years, and it was a total train wreck. But it was quite.
Which guy was this?
He goes by just Hirsch.
Hirsch.
But his name is like Mike Hasowitz or something. I don't know. But he kind of reminds me like of my dad. If my dad like never got his life together. And yeah, like because like he's one of those guys like you can look at him, and like you can immediately see like, oh, Gen X alcoholic, like it's he has the exact face and hair where you're like, it's like you're either 4 years sober or like you haven't hit rock bottom yet, but it's one of those. There's no other so I forget why I thought of that. Owen Benjamin was featured in there. Yes. I don't know what Owen Benjamin's deal is. I think he was a comedian, and then he moved to the woods, and they kept making jokes about him drinking turpentine. I don't know if that's true. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I think Owen Benjamin's from fucking... Isn't he from... oh, God. What the hell is that town that we go to with the beautiful lake?
Oh, I always get it mixed up with Saratoga Springs, but it's not Saratoga Springs. It's Saranac Lake.
No, Saranac Lake. Yeah, I think he's from Saranac.
Oh shit! No wonder he's so fucked up.
Yeah,
like only crazy drug addicts and just like pretty girls come from there.
Drifter kids.
Yeah, weird drifter kids.
Let's see.
He was born Oswego.
In Oswego.
I believe he's probably been to Saranac Lake.
Huh. I thought I had read something to that effect, but I guess I'm wrong.
Where's Plattsburgh? Plattsburgh, New York is... I mean, it's... Yeah, Adirondacks. So...
Oh, yeah, so that's further...
That's way north. The college is way, way north. So, what's the lake?
Yeah,
like
it's way
Placid
up
and
there.
shit.
Okay, yeah. So you're that's just that's a particular breed of person up there.
Yeah.
Is he done?
Who?
What happened with Owen Benjamin?
I think he just I think he moved, like they referenced him like just moving to the woods and kind of disappearing. I think he got deplatformed from like everything. I don't know what he did or said, but yeah, he was one of the guys who was in a feud with... Wait, did I say Mersch or Hirsch? It's Mersch. I might have said Hirsch earlier. It's not Hirsch like Hershey. I think it's Mersch.
And Benjamin is part of the alt-right, has espoused views that are racist or anti-Semitic.
Hey, who among us? Just like Joe Rogan.
Oh my God. In 2019, Right Wing Watch reported Benjamin's statement that Adolf Hitler was trying to clean Germany, clean it of the parasites of the fleas.
Well, from his perspective, that is what he thought he was doing. I have no... Look. Look.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time from the woods. We're gonna be drinking turpentine. We gotta go.
He might have just been sniffing it, which does I would try it once.
That would result in these sorts of statements going out in the public. Probably, I think.
This is a mental health issue.
Yes. Benjamin has posted fabricated writing from the Talmud and spread anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, including Holocaust denial.
The Mersch guy is funnier because like he was homeless, and then like he was one of those guys who just like went full Trump just for the money in like 2016, and then he was just like, dude, I always hated Jews, dude. Come on. He's like, it's funny to be anti-Semitic but also disingenuous about it. You're just like, dude, I always fucking didn't trust the Jays, dude.
That's a huge leap to make, huh? Well, I mean, you're really playing the Trump card there. You're like, I am 100% throw. You can't
I'm
go
all
back
in.
from that one.
Because he
Yeah,
needed
you're-
he needed money for sandwiches, so he was just like, I hate Jews. Give me
Yeah.
$10, please, someone.
That is a real. You can't just go get a job at Whataburger, like like
I
fucking.
mean, it was a whole journey. Like I could reiterate a lot of it, but it's like he finally got enough money to buy a different car to live in, and immediately drunk drove it into a wall. Like, it's crazy. It was pretty great.
It's quite possible that his logic had been distorted somewhat by burning holes in his brain.
I mean, exactly. He's one of those guys. Like, he started out dumb, and then his brain got totally Swiss cheesed by alcohol, and it's just he lost the ability to comprehend things like any monetary responsibility, or just like he keeps it's the whole documentary is this series of him trying to take these people are always trying to take down people bigger than them by we're the more real, I'm the real guy, I'm the guy keeping it real, and you're this sellout, and he keeps confronting these people, and they totally fucking refute everything he has on them. He I've never seen they get him to accidentally admit that he knows that he's been completely refuted on a fundamental level. I've never seen a debate play out this way. I've never seen someone lose that hard. It's so fucking funny. Yeah, it was great.
An alcohol burnout, the part of your brains.
David's sounds like me on the weekends. I don't know which part you're talking about.
Why?
I don't know if you're talking about the booze or the hating Jewish people.
Probably the anti-Semitism.
Probably the anti-Semitism. Yeah. On the week, you catch David on a Saturday, he's really Hitler.
Every other day of the week he's chilling, but he's down with everybody. But if you get a few in him, the hate comes out.
You get a few drinks in him. He's like Nixon. He's like, you get a few drinks in him. He's like the same ones that took out Kennedy. They took out me.
Yeah, that's why you only burn your brain out with psychedelics, because instead of losing your ability to have monetary responsibility, you instead gain enlightenment and understand the true nature of the universe, actually.
I hate to keep harping on this, but I keep remembering funny things from this. If you were offered a 12-year-old BMW from a Mexican guy, how much do you think you should pay for it?
I mean, no more. I don't know. I'm afraid to list a number because I don't want to pay for it. I'm afraid of that thing. That thing's not going to work.
Why? What's the worst thing that could happen? Everything could break?
Yeah, it could explode.
Do you think maybe if someone's offering you a BMW for $4,000 that maybe there's a problem?
Perhaps it's been stolen or something.
No, that's the best case scenario, because that means it might work.
Oh my god! Wait. How much was he offering it for?
He bought a BMW for $4,500, I think.
Oh yeah, no way.
And immediately everything broke.
Of course.
And, he had to beg on the internet for more BMW money.
What? Who gave him this money? Who is the person?
He's asking for donations. He gets Twitch or whatever streaming service he's on. He just streams often enough, and it's it's a lot of the people I think are just donating just for the entertainment, just to see what he does. And these people, they always come through. They always are in the process of ruining themselves in some crazy way that you don't expect, much like this show that we're talking about. See how I brought it back around?
Whatever horrible beliefs you need in exchange for money so that I can have a car to crash. It's like I am devoid of any sort of responsibility. I do not feel anything for the things that are coming out of my mouth. I do not care. I just need to be able to drink and drive more.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
I feel like I would die immediately if I adopted that lifestyle. I don't know that I could ever live for more than 3 months in that way without my body just giving out. I don't think I have the constitution.
Well, I mean, if you
for it.
if you like the reason these people always like go into a fucking a spiral is that they feel the need to engage with everyone who says anything about them, and so people just start like saying obvious lies just to make them spaz out and freak out for entertainment, and that's what ends up ruining them. Who is the waifu of this show? Of the two female characters. Actually, there's some.
There are
there's
like
Kaoru.
monstrous. There's like monstrous breast women in this.
I like this Kaoru girl, Kaoru Asao. She's got nice green hair.
I'm waiting for her to come up here. If you got her.
Let's see if I can grab a screenshot. Here's one. Save image. Yeah. It's taking my computer a long time to save images, which is concerning to me. There we go. Look at her. She looks pleasant.
My fucking editing program today just had a fundamental feature start breaking on me, and it had already been an extremely long week of editing. So to suffer a setback here at the end of the week nearly put me over the edge. I was livid. Also, my fucking bike rack fell off my wall, and I was. It took everything in my power to not just launch the bike into my kitchen as hard as I possibly could. I was so fucking pissed. It took me so long to get that bike rack up, and it felt so sturdy.
It lasted a while, at least.
No, it did not, because it actually had fallen down off of a different spot a couple weeks earlier. And that had been fine. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll find a more secure spot. I'll make sure that the drywall screws are in perfectly, and I'll make sure that this is 100. And it felt 100. It felt sturdy as fuck. And then out of nowhere, it just fell off the fucking wall again. So I can't trust drywall screws in my goddamn apartment. I have to get a stud finder and then borrow a drill from somebody to put this thing on the fucking wall. Or I could just let my bike lean against the wall in my apartment forever, with it constantly taking up space on my fucking floor.
I know how you feel. I'm on my third controller playing Elden Ring.
You launch controller,
and that's with me being like insanely over leveled for everything in the game. I've been breezing through it, and every time something kills me, I just fucking
launch it.
I didn't even launch it. I just destroyed it with my hands.
Yeah, I remember the first time I threw a controller. I was playing Halo Reach.
I should be throwing it, is what I should be doing, because that would do way less damage than what I've been doing to controllers.
Yeah, 2011, I was playing Halo Reach. I was trying to grind out this achievement, and I was just getting busted because I sucked at video games at that point. And it was in the loft above my garage. And I just hucked my controller down the stairs.
It'll be fine.
Right, and it totally was. Oh god, it felt so good. It was like, ooh. And the fact that the controller was still working.
When you destroy something beyond repair, like you do calm down. It's like okay, it's over, because I spazzed out, and now I'm like, okay, I spazzed. And now everything's just now I got to use the 6-axis to play this, and the joysticks don't work very well anymore, and I have to hold one down to keep the camera from breaking out.
If I were obscenely rich, I would just have an entire closet full of monitors. The monitor would be the most satisfying thing to break, I think. Just put your fist through the fucking thing.
Oh, for sure.
Or just pick it up and slam it. Oh man, because you could really you could probably get all the bits to fall off of it, and get the display to pop out, and then you got a bunch of cables and stuff. Probably great. Imagine breaking a CRT. Ugh,
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. If I had the money to indulge in those horrible habits, I would certainly do it.
I also like Galileo because she's got the cat mouth. She got the cat smile.
See, Galileo suffers immensely at one point. Like, she has a horrible thing happen to her where she almost gets crushed to death, and then that never pays off. Everyone's upset about it for one scene, and then and then at the end she's fine, and she's like being manipulated by one of the guys in the organization, and I'm like, this guy's got to be some sort of secret bad guy, because there's no way that they let him continue being a good guy leader of the team after what he did to her. And,
I gotta keep switching between live chat and top chat to see new fucking comments. David says, "Oh boy, I'd fuck her." I don't know which one he's talking about. David, you can just be on the podcast. You can just join the Discord call. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's funnier if you to just chat.
Here, I'll add him.
Don't say our names, please.
Here.
The show you haven't watched.
He's playing Smash right now.
What was the last episode we had him on? We had him talk about something, didn't we?
What up, dude?
Hey, let's talk about nobunagun.
David, what's your favorite thing about nobunagun?
Honestly, it's the way that it's played, like all the different sort of historical characters. I think it's really sweet how like, they have all these caricatures of these fucking characters that we fucking think about every day in our daily lives, but we never fucking actually get to see them in their personality.
You're thinking about Jack the Ripper every day, you say?
I mean, sometimes I'm thinking about Jack the Ripper. Sometimes I'm thinking about fucking Brutus.
Yeah, that's.
Damn, the duality of man.
What was your what was your favorite, fleshed out character aspect of one of these historical, influential figures?
Florence Nightingale.
Florence Nightingale was good. I think her personality was a little too goofy for me.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Understandable.
My favorite? It's hard to say. There were a lot of good ones. I can't remember. Was Galileo in this one?
Galileo is in this one. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. I really liked him in this.
Him? Yeah. You liked. Yeah, I liked him too.
Oh, also Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Charlemagne was really cool.
Yeah.
Big tits.
I mean, not in this, but
in spirit.
Yeah. Who are just some of your favorite historical figures in general, do you think? Like, not in Nobunagun. Obviously, you've listed a whole bunch of characters.
Excluding 1933 to 1945. Who are your favorite?
Yeah.
Historical
sometime into the spring, 1945.
Well, now you've narrowed it down from that date range. It's kind of hard to choose.
Yeah,
sure, but, understandable.
A lot of good leaders back then, but
nice.
Probably. I mean, I'm a big fan of Martin Luther.
King Jr. or just King or
no, Martin Luther is fucking
I know actual Martin Luther. I know about nailing the shit on the door.
He would have said Martin Luther King Jr.
I know. Come on. I was just trying to support my black brothers and sisters around the world.
Yeah, the priest.
What about him do you like so much?
I like that he stood up against the church.
Did your mom meet Willem Dafoe yet?
I don't think so. I talked to her today and she didn't say anything about it, so I'm assuming she hasn't.
That's fucking whack.
Hello there.
Yeah, could you have her rewrite the questions that she has for him entirely?
Can you have her take a video of him where he says, "Hi, my name is Willem Dafoe, and you're listening to Gang Stalking"?
Yeah, can you do that for us? Actually, actually, can I just get her number? I'll ask her. Actually, I already have her number.
Can I get her number to give me his number?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna fly up. I'll fly up there.
She said that she asked if she could ask for an autograph, and she wasn't allowed to.
Okay, but what if he was like say something instead? Again, I'll just assume that it's cool. I'll come. I know where she works, and I'll just be there.
I'll get her to get a specific question that'll just make him say, "Just the Green Goblin, and we're on gang stalking."
that would be that would be the ticket. That's what we need. That would send us finally.
So we've addressed some of the questions about method acting and how you integrate experimental theater performance into your film roles. But now I have the question of what would it sound like if you were to say, "Hello, welcome to Gang Stalking Podcast. This is Willem Dafoe" in the Green Goblin voice. Could you let us know what that would sound like, please?
You have to have her say like we do a thing here with our interviewees. It's sort of like when they say live from New York, it's Saturday night. We do this thing where we say, "Hi, I'm Willem Dafoe, and you're listening to Gang Stalking." So if you could just real quick,
please.
Classic phrase around here.
Yeah. We also, there's it's also please. It's important to also convey that please follow at Shakira Butt Mail and at Times.
All right, well, let's not get greedy with it.
Twitter.
Yeah, and forget all the hot takes and crazy remarks that they say constantly. But
those get wild.
Please say that Asuka is my waifu, and honestly, could you just get Willem Dafoe to watch probably what would be a good anime to have him watch so he could be on? Because we could.
Well, he was already in Death Note.
That's true. Yeah, let's get him to watch Elfen Lied, and we'll get into his impressions on it. He's probably seen it actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's his type of shit.
Yeah, Elfen Lied.
I'm still working on my my philosophy thesis about
holy shit, that's a callback.
the psychology.
Oh my god, that is ancient history.
What did you 5 years ago?
How many pages did you say you would write about the Death Note movie? It was like something.
It was Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied. What's that?
At least 10, I think.
Oh my god.
Any dedicated viewers would know.
Yeah. Anybody who's followed us since
I'm the host, and I don't remember.
God, David, what anime do you want to watch so you can be on with us sometime? What should you watch?
Give me something unusual, something sentimental.
Okay, so we're gonna do High School DxD.
David and I can both watch Eden of the East.
I think he's seen it. Yeah.
You could be on the episode then. We're doing that one soon.
I saw it years ago.
What about
right?
What's hold on? Let's go to our list of anime real quick while we got David here and start rattling some stuff off to him. Because David is a person whose insight we really respect, and whenever we can hear his opinion, we could do Popoton. That might be something that would be worth watching.
It is unusual for now. It is a relic of its era. What type of unusual? I guess you're just looking for something interesting.
Indie, something out of the norm.
How about He Is My Master?
Ooh, what's that?
Well, it's
I don't think David is really a slice of life type of guy.
Gynax Shaft collab.
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like slice of life. I don't really want anything supernatural.
Okay.
Just generally no supernatural.
Yeah.
All right, well, that does narrow it down.
Yeah.
What do we have on here? This is something we should be doing later. We could have him watch Kokoro Connect. We can finally do Kokoro Connect. It's more of a drama than a slice of life. But it is fun.
Yeah, well, Kokoro Connect and then Popoton. These are good options. Yeah. He Is My Master is a solid option. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, but that sounds great. We'll look forward to that at some point in the next few months.
Onagai Twins. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
So, yes. Nobunagun. I'm still reading these episode synopses. For example, Hunter dissects a dead EIO and learns about the EIO blood makeup. I bet that comes back. I bet that's used.
It's used in that one episode. It is used in the one episode. He learns that that the pheromones are the thing that prevent them from attacking each other because the EIOs are blind.
You still haven't told us who's the waifu of the show.
I think that history itself is the ultimate waifu. I think that I should dedicate myself not to the obsession with women, but the obsession with truth and history.
I'm married to.
I'm married to my books.
A woman called history.
Yep, absolutely, yes, sir.
Good stuff.
I've got a review here. This is a 10 out of 10 review by a user.
Well, before we
Luke.
consult the fucking plebes, let's well, hold on. I do want to read like the last paragraph describing the ending of the show. Both sides attack our success. This is an actual sentence that's written here. Both sides attack are successful. I would say both sides possessive attacks are successful.
It's also not true.
Everyone returns to headquarters to take a long, deep nap. Every wakes up. From their wager in episode 12, Hunter wins, killing more EIO than Geronimo and Jack. Back at the command center of headquarters, the other platoons finish killing the EIO and are returning to headquarters. First, second, and special platoons visit Galileo in the hospital. When she congratulates Vidocq on his genius idea with the descent pods, she didn't know that it was Ogura's, putting a dent in his ego. Ogura and Jack sneaks off to have a talk.
Sneaks off, huh?
Jack thanks her for not telling anyone of Jack the Ripper's true identity. Only he, Ogura, and the alien Dago know. Ogura thanks Jack for rescuing her, but he only did it because of the voice in his head said to.
Whoa!
Then he kisses her, and she gets a nosebleed, ending the episode.
This is so accurate. This is crazy. I guess that just really shows the general interest level that people have in the show, to where the description of the final episode can be totally, so broken. Totally
ESL, yeah. So the reception section on Wikipedia, Anime News Network's reviewers have had different opinions on it. About the premise, Carl Kimlinger commented, "Sound ridiculous? It is, ridiculously so, but it's also ridiculously fun." Hope Chapman, on the other hand, criticized its story and animation, asserting it, quote, "isn't a terrible show. It is, quote, a cheap imitation of other styles and ideas, and without the looks to compensate, its lack of brains isn't very entertaining." Although
this person gets paid, all right?
Yes. Oh. Hope Chapman is, I was aware of them. I can't glean their gender from the name. Carl Kimlinger seems to kind of get it. I gotta say. Although criticized for its generic premise, Theron Martin praised its animation. What? Praised its animation and capacity of entertaining.
What?
Martin, and that isn't his quote. I'm not blaming Theron.
That's a Wikipedia one.
That's Wikipedia's. Yeah. Martin and Rebecca Silverman she's not always the worst, but she can be the worst. She always comes up, and I always am just like, I lost my place. Martin and Rebecca Silverman commended its striking visuals, that's one way to put it, and visual tricks, respectively. Martin Silverman and Andy Handley of UK Anime Network, and Nicoletta Brown from THEM Anime Reviews praised Shio's characterization, with the latter calling it one of the show's biggest strengths. Hanley commented that its opening episode has one of the most directly exciting and thrilling of the winter season, a rip-roaring action-packed affair that continued into an equally enjoyable second episode. He added, "Nobunagun has managed to exceed our expectations, even if those expectations were, this will probably be terrible." Brown praised the action of these early episodes as well animated and entertaining. Brown stated that it evolved.
They keep saying this well animated shit. I don't know what the fuck these guys were watching.
The first episode, they probably this is something we figured out after only a few years. These people have been doing this for decades. I feel like Rebecca Silverman, at least, has been around forever. The first episode always looks way better. Did they not know this? Have they not figured this out?
Yeah,
I have a fondness for this show, and I'm like, this show looks like ass. Same with C, Money and Soul, right? Same thing. I acknowledge that it at least looks like ass. I don't know what these people are fucking thinking. Like, the movement and the style, like the no one's on model for most of the show, right? There's a lot of bad
Well,
outsourced cuts.
it's also just ugly art in general, and like there's not much animation.
It's just like colors and just heavy shading, but like not in like a really stylistic like Imaishi way.
Wait, here's
more in a
another
money-saving
review.
way.
Here's another review. This is from the Fandom Post. This review got put in the reception section of a Wikipedia article. Another critic from the Fandom Post, Corey Surjek, wrote that the plot is generic, but Nobunagun is incredibly fun, and the visuals of fighting against the EIOs are incredible. Come on!
The phrase "striking visuals" appears twice in this fucking reception. It's like I like they're striking because they're usually bad. I don't like this show.
This guy's a professional critic, or at least is writing criticism for the Fandom Post and using the word "incredible" twice in one sentence.
That's pretty
like,
bad,
dude,
yeah. And also, like,
God.
it's as far as like if you're gonna put an adjective before visuals, striking is like the most like cookie cutter. Like
that's cliche.
It's
cliche.
It's cliche because I always think about the Giant Bomb guys making fun of like the diction of video game reviews back in like the mid 2000s, and the ones they always bring up are mixed bag. Was like if you put mixed bag in a review, everyone's talking shit about you. It's a mixed bag. Fans of the genre is one that they always shows up. Fans of the genre, and I don't know. I forget the others, but they would bring up shit like that.
Execution is key in Nobunagun, and it is above average here. So the thing that is most critical to to this show is just above average, and which is also not true. But God.
But let's see what the people on anime or
real anime fans,
real anime fans on myanimelist.net have to say.
I've got one here. This is a 10 out of 10 review from Blue CL.
Perfect.
For me, it was one of the best anime that I ever seen. There is action, romance, sci-fi. The art is not.
Hold on. That's how every 10 review on this fucking site ever goes. There is action, there is fun, there is romance, there is sadness, there is happy. It is perfect.
Much enjoy.
Their dog. They're fucking the Shiba. The doggo review.
To be so easily satisfied.
To be an Indian man and to see this and be like, yes, it have everything.
The art is not common, and the color are very well used here.
Almost got a real spit take out of me there. Oh my god, that sip went down so hard. Oh fuck.
This story may seem normal or like another anime, but it is not. Using famous character from the past and discovering about them is very interesting. Very interesting. The main character is a nerd about military plane, but it made us love her because she is not a weak person. She may seem, but is not. In fact, she does not look like a lot of those. She does not look a lot alike those typical character, and that is why the anime is so interesting! ! Thank you, Blue CL, for that one. Thank you.
I want to have that man on the podcast. I'm going to send him a DM. Send me a link to his account.
I got you. Oh, yeah, here.
Because I love this man. I want to be his friend. That's the best guy ever. How long ago did he make that review?
That's 2019.
Oh, great. So he's still around, probably.
Okay, I got another 10. You ready for this? This is from Princess Jam. We got a lady reviewer here. A lady reviewer.
I don't know about that, but okay. Believe what you want.
This was amazing. It was engaging with all the action, and the characters were funny and wonderful, so every episode made you just want to keep watching and never stop. You couldn't have asked for a better anime. The story was good and progressed well. and then this parentheses here. I think there were some filler episodes, or maybe there were there for you to get to know the characters more. I'm not sure. End parentheses.
So, some of this is us being fucked. I mean, when I was flubbing the Wikipedia reading, some of it was me being fucked up, but some of it was just the person not being able to speak
This
English.
is verbatim. This is verbatim.
You
here.
got this. Okay, this is all him.
This
or
is
her.
verbatim.
Yeah.
However, I would have liked to learn more about the soul/DNA of the people inside them and how that whole, this is HOLE thing works, because that still confuses me a hyphen little, but it is fine how it is. I would just read more. Let's see. I would just have liked to know more. I hope that they make a season 2 soon, because it would be epic.
Agreed.
Though I have to say one thing, that last episode did not feel like a season finale. It felt like just like an end to a normal episode, but it was a really good episode. That is all I will say about. Seriously, one of the best anime I've ever seen. Happy face.
Hell yeah.
Love.
I have a 8 out of 10 from Silverian.
Okay.
What I like about Nobunagun, : number 1, nice battle! 3
What?
exclamation points. There's a gun. There's a blade.
Yeah!
There's a barrier. And other types weapon. And the
Yes.
enemy's power is their number. That is overwhelming. And their ability to evolve fast? Oh, well, let me say that again. It's nice! Number 2, nice characters.
Nice.
Shio and Jack, Adam. If you want to know what kind of people they are, you should watch the first battle, since I can't explain it. But they have interesting personalities.
Hey, wait, really?
Last,
Come on.
unique art. Well, not really. Just something like unique.
No. Explain it. Make it make sense. Wait.
What I dislike. What I
Okay.
dislike. Some story of the earlier episodes. Actually, I like simple stories better. That's why all these pauses I'm taking, by the way, are commas that he's putting in here. Unnecessary commas. I like simple stories better. That's why the not-so-simple story at the earlier episodes seems bad. And the other reasons is that they messed with the character. This could be my own preference. I don't hate the story itself, but I just dislike some of the stories at the earlier episodes. Neutral? So there was what I like,
Okay.
what I dislike, and neutral.
This is
Sound.
an 8 out of 10 review, by the way.
Sound. It's not bad, but since the battle is good, I want it to be good too. So I imagined the best OST I ever heard while watching the battle.
That's how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna approach everything now. I'm gonna approach everything. And we're like, okay, what if this was perfect?
Yeah.
What if
yeah.
every single element of this was the greatest I'd ever seen in my
And
entire life?
other things he was neutral about. Other characters. I don't hate them, but I don't like them as much as the other two above. Well, this is just my preference. That's it.
It's all your preference, Silverian. Why you gotta throw that caveat out there, buddy?
How about this 2 out of 10 from this party pooper, Partali?
Yeah, what a whack alert. Whack
Nope.
alert.
Nobunagun seemed like a decent anime to watch, but one quickly realizes that this is a horrible anime series.
Capital horrible.
I was unable to complete it since it was exceptionally bad. The story was at best okay, and that is so if you are feeling quite charitable. I mean, it is a classic story type. Weird good guys fight against the odds to protect the world from alien forces of some type. Pretty cliche, but the series managed to fail in the expressing that story. Art is something that is quite subjective.
This is so true.
Having said that, I have to confess that the art here was exceptionally horrible. The backgrounds were poorly made, the characters were trying to be unique, something that led them to look like excrement.
Whoa, no way. There's no way he wrote excrement in this review.
The fighting scenes were boring and difficult to follow, and in general, the whole artistic vision was either lost due to implementation or non-existent to begin with. The soundtrack was pretty boring, except the opening song, which I found to be quite enjoyable.
Quite enjoyable.
All
yes.
the rest of the music was well below par. Nothing stood out, and nothing seemed to complement the scenes. It was a unique combination of bad art and music. The characters were quite ridiculous, both in appearance, attitude, and personality. Plus, the way that they have been set up with their respective powers is quite stupid. Whoever...
I love the great works of criticism.
This is like Cormac McCarthy. He'll have all these crazy, pompous words, and then he'll add a word like good or stupid.
Oh my god.
Whoever created them must have been bored and uninterested in the end result. As you already understand, I am unable to write about enjoyment.
Oh no!
When I am thinking that if I was ever tasked with the duty to torture another human being to extract any information, I would probably force him or her to watch this series again and again and again. The term cruel and unusual punishment comes to mind when mentioning this series. In conclusion, I would not recommend the series to anyone unless you feel you deserve to be punished.
Boo, shut up. Fuck you.
Faggot.
I went through his reviews and found that he gave C money in the soul. What is it? Money in the.
Money
he gave
soul
C.
And possibility control.
Gave that series a 3. So we know this is no pussy getter.
Fucking loser, dude.
No pussy getter.
Absolutely zero.
Born 1986.
I vaguely remember dropping it after episode 1, 2. We all make mistakes, Truro. We all judge a book by its. Actually, episode 1 was a banger. You made it. You goofed there. Episode 1 ends. I particularly remember the first episode. It ends on this shot, if I remember correctly, or something shortly after. I mean, it's.
This guy whose review you just read has seen purports to have seen nearly 900 shows. And this is one of the 15 reviews he made. He felt that scandalized by Nobunagun.
Wait, where are you reading your reviews? I can't. I can't find the 10s you were talking about. What site were you on?
On Mal.
Wait, what?
I'm on Mal. You might have to expand to see all reviews or something, but I got them here.
I did that.
I got Blue CL. I've got Princess Jam.
I see Princess Jam. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just didn't see it.
All right, I'm gonna go for one more here. I'm gonna go for one more review.
Yeah, there's no other really low ones or really high ones, which are.
There's a 9 here. There's a 9 here. Let's get a look.
Yeah, 9 is good.
Wait, where'd it go? I had it.
Ravoni's.
Oh, I got it here. Okay, yeah. This story capitalized because it's a proper noun. The story was wonderful all around, but not the best one, mind you, but it was good. Okay, so we went from wonderful to not the best to just good in one sentence. Nice. Okay.
Good. 9. Yes.
I have only seen the anime, so my review is based on the capitalized anime. Capitalized it the second time in that sense, okay?
Yes.
Here's what I liked. How they applied each of the historical figures aspects, these historical figures aspects capitalized. So that's just a proper
random
noun.
This guy's German or something. He's just capitalizing random letters.
How
words.
They applied each of the historical figures aspects to their weapons and such. How well they portrayed Nobunaga Oda and the main protagonist.
I agree with that.
How they portrayed most of the characters really and their abilities. ... matched well. The storytelling.
Dramatic pause for that one.
The storytelling and how it kept my attention. Okay. How the enemies were not pushovers. Reminded me of Dark Souls for a bit on that part. Underestimation will get you hurt. Okay, one person gets hurt.
Comparing everything to Dark Souls. Classic.
It's 2015.
Yeah, you can forgive it in 2015, I guess.
This is the Dark Souls of anime.
The
military geeking. Okay, I agree. Badass.
I saw the next one.
Badassery.
Badassery, dude.
And then Jack the freaking Riper. Kitty face. Jack the freaking Riper.
Jack the Raper.
How they left us hanging, wanting more.
That's good. That's great. Yeah.
Shio's badass smile capitalized when it is
it's real game time.
Yeah. Here's what we didn't like. 1, Minimoto Musashi. Minimoto Musashi should have been in this anime too.
What's his real name? Oh, his real name is Miyamoto Musashi.
Miyamoto's, yes.
Great, good. Minimoto Musashi. I think is that a deliberate joke on his part because he would have been smaller as a child?
Minimoto Musashi is a great 3-minute short. It's just it's a tiny Miyamoto.
That's a gold mine.
Okay. How they left it open for a second season. Didn't like that, except you listed that you liked that we were left wanting more. I don't understand. Getting mixed signals.
He contains multitudes.
Aso and Shio needed more relationship development time.
Dude, they smooched. What do you want?
Again, leaving us hanging. I'm sure others want more content too.
It's the same thing again. Okay.
Not giving us more background on the Dogu? What is it anyways?
You agree. That is true.
Yes. Not giving us more background on Jermaine. What is he? We did actually, that's like one of the episodes they wasted time on who Jermaine was. All in all, it left me wanting more. I hope there will be a second season or a reboot depending on how old this anime is. You don't know how old it is?
Yeah, depending on how it's...
You're on Mal, dude. Click the fucking link.
Just scroll up. Yeah, 9 out of 10. That was a 9. That's good.
Well, I agree. This person's mean score is a 9.5. They have completed 4 shows. Here's what the list is. Let's see. Anime history. All history.
Oh my god, look at the length of the review by God Soup Lauren. Holy shit, this dude wrote like 500 words on Nobunagun. Probably more than that. Jesus.
Oh my god. Holy fuck. For a 5? All of that
for a 5 out of 10. That's a complicated 5. That's 1,577 words.
For
1,500 word essay on Nobunagun.
I've turned in essays shorter than that in college courses.
Oh, absolutely.
A
1,200 worder back in the day for me was like, oh god, 1,200 words.
For a show that you think is completely average. Oh my god. But people keep noting the audio, which is, I have to say, I did not feel any particular type of way about the audio. I did not take any impression from the audio at all. And that's something these people seem to always grade on, is they're like, they always take into account the soundtrack in like the audio, as if in anime it's not one of the least important elements.
That's the most important element. You're out of your fucking mind.
No, absolutely not.
Music isn't important?
Not in anime for me, because the mixing is always terrible in anime anyway. It's always so low in the mix. Music.
You're out of your mind.
I don't when I'm considering whether or not I've liked something. Music being really good.
I've ever heard.
Music being really good.
The most abhorrent opinion you've ever expressed on this show.
Music being really good is a cherry on top.
I disavow. What about Fooly Cooley?
That's an exceptional piece where every single element of it is
because
perfect.
Of the music.
The music gels it together, but not every show needs to have amazing music. Or is it?
It would
not
be
every
better with it. That's like
the audio mixes in anime are always terrible. The music's always so low.
Because the music's often not good. But that's music's like can drastically improve a show.
Putting good music in the show would not save this.
Absolutely wrong.
It's the least of the show's problems.
Well, yeah, I know that, but if it had like the Doom soundtrack, like it would be better. It'd be way better, right? It would
be boosted up a little bit, but it's not going to save it. It won't be saved.
No, not alone. Yeah, but I mean, like, like music's like probably second to like just just like general direction and like pacing and plot and everything. Even music would come in front of animation for me.
Interesting.
Animation quality.
We can go on this topic at further length at some point.
The great debate.
I feel like there have been 5 or 6 shows I've ever seen that have truly remarkable soundtracks. It's probably
that's a totally different. That's a totally
15.
different thing from what I'm saying. I'm saying music is an integral core component, and you're saying the music's usually not good. Those seem like two completely different thoughts.
It's when I am criticizing something, I assume mediocrity in the music, and it being good is a boon. I would not necessarily say that it's a detracting quality. Like average music.
But when it's bad, it doesn't detract. But when it's good, I feel like it if you put effort into the music, I feel like it can, like, it's usually an afterthought. You're right, or not an afterthought, but it's just like usually not used to enhance a show, but it can be used to enhance it, like just as much, if not more so, than things like visuals or budget set pieces or whatever, voice acting.
I will concede it's at least as important as that. Because a lot of my favorite sequences have both great animation and great music. Something I did notice that about Naruto this time around is the Naruto soundtrack's fucking excellent, especially in Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of shows where it is completely wallpaper. And for me, like a show like this, it's not even coming up on my list of things to talk about for this program.
Well, because this show has a lot more glaring problems and
right.
and what's the opposite of a problem? I don't know. Good things. Whereas the music is just kind of inconsequential. Yeah.
So this Ravenese guy has seen.
What's weird about that guy?
He's seen four shows. I've got Nobunagun, which he gave an 8.
He watched anime in 2015 and then stopped, I assume. Yeah.
He's got Gurren Lagann the movie, and C, and that's those are the 4 that he's seen.
Great.
Born 1987. This person.
Whoa. What's weird about this crazy long review is that it's insanely autistic, but it is actually the only one that has it's decently written.
Coherent.
It's coherent and it uses proper grammar, but it also goes too deep into. He also talks about the music. The soundtrack of Nobunagun fits the series like a glove. It is diverse, different, but still within a theme. What is that theme? Metal. The wailing and chugging guitars punctuate the combat scenes in this show perfectly and boil your blood with excitement. But the soundtrack isn't all head-banging and drum smashing. There are orchestral pieces for the emotional moments and bouncy chiptune-esque bits for the times Ogura is fangirling over military hardware. The shining star of the soundtrack being Stone Forest Strategy, which is only used once, but is definitely a scene that you're not going to forget anytime soon. Much like the art style, but being more consistent and properly executed, it is the best and most fitting aspect of the series. So he likes the music. And I don't remember I don't remember it, but at least he can write properly. So I do trust him a little bit.
This person this is crazy. So you can view their entire watched list.
Yeah.
And then they have custom background for their watched list, which
you can do
post. That. And he's got tags for each one, and this person is fucking dedicated to this shit.
Another guy we need to have on the cast.
This person needs to be writing for fucking one of those Wikipedia quoted.
I bet he adds animators to the entries. These tags are just like comments. They're not like actual tags. It's like he has his tags for Plastic Memories are best first episode of the season, but steadily declines afterward. Has a few highlight moments, but is mostly just generic SOL wasted on the boring characters. And instead of focusing more on the more interesting destroying memories aspect of it, comma, and then the last tag is waste time. He doesn't like Pop Team. He doesn't like Pop Team Epic. Never mind. Off the cast. Wait, he gave it a 7. Okay, he's back on. I told him to fuck off, but he can fuck back on.
Dude, you're fucking on for sure.
You're fucking on.
You just fucked on Gang Stalking Podcast.
His tag for Pop Team Epic is Pop Team Epic is shit, but that might be kind of a Primus sucks. Type thing.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. These are fun. I want to keep reading this, guys. What is he? He's seen a lot of shit. Goddamn.
Shine on, you crazy diamond. You shine on. Doing these extensive reviews for this anime that doesn't even have a proper Wikipedia article.
Subatega F Ninaru. His tag is just everything becomes F. That's the name of the show. Vatican. More Miracle Examiner. His tag is So we should probably watch that.
This person finished Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Good for them. That's pretty baller. They finished Inuyasha. Let's see, they're not afraid of. He watched all of Battle Beat 'em on.
Wow, nice visuals and animation, tainted by occasionally gross otaku pandering fan service. What? Okay, never mind. Fuck this guy. He gave Fooly Cooly a 9. He doesn't get it.
Then maybe he's got a really good reason.
He does not have a good reason.
Maybe he's got a really good reason.
Give it an 11 if I could.
All right, I'm calling it. We nobunagun, I think, has been adequately conveyed.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think, David? Why don't you wrap this up for us?
Are you gonna watch Nobunagun now?
See if it even here. He's silent himself.
He's silent. Yeah, he can't even hear us.
Here, I'll let's see. Let's see if he can respond to us here and get him to wrap this up. Nobunagun. I can't say I really recommend it. It's maybe if you have a stronger stomach for train wrecks than I do. This did not. I mean, it ruined my week. So I don't think I could in good faith recommend this show. It made me drink every single day, and
sounds pretty good to me.
My body is destroyed.
You're living the Nobunaga. You're living the ancient samurai lifestyle.
My month is ruined.
You gotta get yourself a sweet boy.
You're my sweet boy.
No, I don't want to be that.
You're my sweet boy.
No.
I love you.
No.
I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna fly out and I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna kiss you right on the lips.
What would you give?
Next time I see you, I'm gonna take your anal virginity.
No, what would you give Nobunaga out of 10?
Oh, I'm thinking like a 4 or 3.
Yeah. Oh, if I'm your sweet boy, at least give it a 4.
Okay, I'll give it a 4 just because I love you and I'm gonna kiss you on the lips.
Okay. I'm willing. That's a trade-off I will deal with later.
Yeah. You want 1 point on given or taken away from any show. It just costs you one little smooch.
For those wondering, it's a 6. It's a 6 for me, dog.
All right.
Interesting curiosity from the year of 2014.
2014
was
early.
it that? Oh my god! I thought it was like 2012. Holy shit! It came out that late. Yeah. I had fun. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in.
You're all our sweet boys.
Thank you for being our sweet boys.
I'm gonna kiss you all on the lips.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you next time, and I'm gonna play that.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm at TimeCube Isekai.
I'm at Shakira but male.
Send emails to podcast@gangstalking.com. Send us whatever. I don't care. Send us your
We'll read
ass.
it.
Bye.